Hello, I'm back at the allotment. It's the middle of May. It's gloriously sunny, as you can see, but I'm a little bit worried because I've done something a little bit different and I don't know if you're going to like it, so take a look. Okay, what do you think? I've been really nervous about putting new titles on. Oh my goodness, I've got the sun right in my eyes now, which is beautiful, but I'm going to have to stand like, I don't know, like I'm on parade. Yeah. To be honest, I was just playing around and I thought it would be quite nice to have a little bit more of the allotment on. So yeah, I hope you like it. Please be kind if you don't, because I've had a couple of sleepless nights worrying about the font. But yeah, got to try something new sometimes, haven't you? Anyway, today I'm going to show you something that I wasn't expecting to do, because yesterday I prepared the squash bed. You see, I'm jumping ahead of myself already. I prepared the squash bed because I was going to plant it today, but oh no, Mother Nature's had different ideas, so I'm going to show you what went wrong basically there. I want to share with you a new sort of slug trap, which hopefully you might like to use, or you might have used yourself. Mike's going to show you his new raised bed and how he's made his new raised bed, and we're going to say goodbye to Big Ben the blackcurrant, because to be honest, he's not pulling his weight. So I'll show you what we've got to go in his place. So yeah, enjoy. Okay, I'm here at the top end of the plot, and if you, well, you don't have to imagine, I'm going to show you. Right, if I turn around here, these are 4 rotational plots, so all the fruits are that in the raised beds. 4 rotational plots, central apple tree, whining Winnie, and at the top we have got this. On that side it's the comfrey and a bit of a wild area. And on this side we've got this large bit of soil. Now in here I'm going to plant my squash, my sweet corn, and, wait for it, sunflowers. So apparently they are very good companions to the squash and the sweet corn. I'll tell you why in a minute. But at the moment, as you can see, we've got the banana plant, the banana palm that we inherited. That's going to stay there, that's a bit of fun. But I've got this last little bit here to clear over before I can think about planting. The rest of it has been dug, raked over, it's more or less ready to go. But I'm going to have to clear this and show you what I'm going to do first. Okay, that's enough for tonight. Pretty much cleared now, and tomorrow we're ready for planting. Well, there you go. What a difference a night makes. Look at that. I mean, the temperature wasn't that cold last night, and these had been hardening off. I think it was about 6 degrees last night. And these were fairly tough little plants, but it just goes to show, don't run before you can jump. Look, these poor little leaves. Let's see a better one. A better example would be, they've just gone completely floppy. They are sad, giving up the will to live. Look at that, that's a good example. And fortunately the rest of the plants are pretty strong. You know, they've got good leaves coming up behind, but those top leaves have really taken a bit of a battering last night. So I watched Hugh's video this morning about don't, you know, rush into planting things outside too soon, have a bit of patience. And I found myself agreeing with him and thinking, oh yes, I look after my plants. I, you know, harden them off properly, and I'd never put them out too early. But look, You never can tell. So I shan't be planting these out today now. The squash bed's prepared. These are going to wait a little bit longer. I will keep them outside, but I am certainly going to be covering them at night for the next few nights. Okay, I've brought you through to the other side of the greenhouses. I'm actually standing with my back to the front gate here, and hopefully you can see our newly erected arch. Now, also what you can see is that green bucket there. That's a very valuable water butt, but I don't want to see it. So we've put this arch a couple of feet away from the greenhouse this way, and I've got myself a nice little evergreen honeysuckle that's I'm going to grow it, plant it that side to grow up and around. And then I did have a pyracantha to go that side as well, because I was thinking, you know, attract the birds with the berries and everything. But I don't know if you can hear that, but the scrap man's going around the street, so he's got his little strange little horn on. Oh dear. But what I'm going to do, sorry, I don't think I'm going to do the pyracantha there. I'm going to grow something up there instead. So probably some sort of squash going up that side. But yeah, for now, I'm going to get the honeysuckle in. And here it is, a Lonicera, so honeysuckle, Japonica Halliana. Yeah, like I say, it's an evergreen honeysuckle, and apparently in 10 years' time, it should be 15 feet tall, which I don't want, so we're going to have to keep an eye on the pruning, but it'll be nice to have something to clothe this arch, just to give a nice entrance to the plot. Now what I've actually got here is only quite a small space that I've got to get it in, but actually, as long as the hole is deep enough, it doesn't need to be that wide. That is just going to go straight down into the soil. So I'm hoping it's not going to be rock hard. Ooh. So far so good. Okay, I'm not going to bother weeding. It's a tough old tinker. Oh, but I might break the spade. Ah dear. The only thing that's in the way really are the roots off this plant here, which I want to keep because I'm going to topiarise it, if that's the word, to the shape of a duck. But that's for another day. There we are, that's not too bad at all actually, this soil's okay. Oh, it sounds like something there though. Yeah, I'm hitting something hard there. So, let's just see how far down it'll go. Right. You know, actually, a little bit more and that'll go down. Oh my goodness, I've got garlic here as well, garlic or something. It smells gorgeous. Okay, right. This has actually been soaking overnight, so this is actually it's Rocky. Rocky, you're in the way. You're in the way, sunshine. I know. You've woken up, haven't you? Oh, hold on a second. Okay, I've dug a hole. Yeah. I'm in a tight spot. I am going to have to do a blooper reel one day. Okay, I'll come down to you. I've dug a hole deep enough for the honeysuckle now, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put, where is it? A little bit of fish blood. I always get this mixed up. Blood, fish and bone. Fish, blood and bone. Bone, blood, fish. I don't like the stuff, to be honest, but it's very good for the plants. Okay, tiny little bit of that in the base of the hole. Sorry, vegetarians, but it is recycling. And then fork this in. You can't see any of this at all. Oh, I've got a ladybird here as well. Hello. And then hopefully, because this has been soaking overnight, this should slide beautifully out of the pot. Yay, not bad. Now I've got to decide which way I want it. I'm going to have it so, yeah, I'm going to have it there. Break up these roots a tiny, tiny bit and place it in the hole. Okay, easier said than done. A faffy little area to deal with, but now it's just a case of backfilling with the weeds that I took up and start to tie it in. Okay, I don't want that there. And even though it's been standing in water, like I say, for a good 24 hours, I'm going to give it a really good puddle in to encourage the roots to spread out a bit and start going down towards that blood, fish and bone. So there we are. We're foamed in, we're nice and mucky, and thank goodness it's in. Okay, now for the fun bit. Okay, I know you know this, but when you're training any plant, the best thing that you can do, this is all twisted around itself, it's desperate to be climbing up something, is to tie it in, there we are, horizontally against whatever support you've got. And that horizontal position will encourage your side shoots to go upwards, because any plant is naturally going to want to go upwards toward the light. Pleased with that? Well, Jane, they say sometimes, you've gone a bit mad. That's quite common. But this time, I think there's a bit of method in this madness. I think we've all tried different organic ways to try and deter our slugs, with sometimes good results, most times not. I know from all the surveys that have been done, the time-honoured thing that seems to work is beer traps. So you place a jug or a glass or a can of beer wherever you think the slugs will congregate for the party, and the smell drives them inside. But I'm just too much of a wuss for that. But anyway, on one of my previous videos, I'm really sorry, I can't remember your name, but somebody mentioned using what I call goosegrass as a slug deterrent, and I thought, no, that's mad. It's madness, because it's full of little seeds and they're going to go everywhere, and just, you know, it's going to, the goosegrass population will go crazy. But actually, if you're getting it before the seeds have set, it's perfect, because it's sticky, so it's got a bit of a barrier. And yeah, I think if I was a slug and I saw that coming towards me, I'd turn around and go the other way. So anyway, I'm going to try it, because I mentioned last week that in here I've planted all my heritage purple podded peas, and actually coming up today, I mean, this is a week on, they're coming up already, and they are perfect pickings for the birds. They've just got that beautiful little green shoot coming out at the top. So I'm going to lay my goosegrass. I'm going to lay my goosegrass on the peas. Have I disappeared now? Right, okay, and literally, this is on a, I mean, you can get this anywhere. We got this in the corner of the allotment by the herbs. But if you've got a tidy allotment, just go outside, and there'll be someone who's got some, or on a, for example, towpath, or anywhere where the ground is slightly overgrown. And all I'm going to do, my peas are at the back, I'm just going to lay it like that. Now I'm disappearing off camera, I think. There we go. And yeah, we'll see. Well, we'll know if it works, because I would have thought by tomorrow, had I not put some sort of barrier. Oh heavens, I've sat on a blooming bit of gravel. If the slugs hadn't got them, the birds would have done. So I think those have just popped up today. So they are protected as much as they're going to be. And yeah, we'll see if it works. We'll just see if it works. Let me know what you call this though. I call it goosegrass. I know another common name name is cleavers, and it's one of these that's got as many different names as there are days of the week, and one of my favourites, and I'm not quite sure where this originated from, but it is one of the names for it, Sticky Willy. I don't really want to ask. Anyway, let me know what you call it. Let me know if you've used this method before. I know people use holly, we've tried that before for a similar sort of thing, but this is just quite nice and it literally just sticks to the soil. So yeah, I might come back next week and it'll just be full of goosegrass, but there we go. We'll give it a go. And I'm sure you can imagine what's happened now. Mike's got a lovely opportunity to talk about his raised bed that he's very excited about, and the mic wasn't switched on, so in true blooper fashion, I am now sitting at home trying to remember exactly what Mike put in those layers. We've got the very, very wet cardboard. He was adamant it was soaked, and then he's layered some old grass on top. Yeah, old grass, definitely. Yes, Jane, that's the old grass. And then on top of that, he is going to put, yes, that's compost. We've got a really good recycling centre, as in recycling compost, fairly nearby. And you can get huge, huge bags for £1 a bag. You know, okay, it's not going to be the best seed zone compost, but it's certainly good for this. Yeah, that's moss. I think that's, yeah, that's old moss. It's very, if you're of my generation, do you remember the generation game? I'm waiting for the cuddly toy. Old moss and then just some soil. That's some soil now over the top. Yeah. So we've got lots of layers. We've got a nice lasagna effect there with lots of different ingredients going in that the worms are going to feast on. Then we've just got a bit of straw, nice bit of straw, and he's going to need to weigh that straw down with something, isn't he? Otherwise it's going to blow away. What's he going to put on top of the straw? Ooh, your guess is as good as mine. What's it going to be? Come on, Mike, show us what it's going to be. It's going to be whatever's in the bucket. What's in the bucket? It's a bit more soil. So, okay. Oh, well done, Mike. And just to show there's no favouritism, here's me showing you our dead blackcurrant. Big Ben the blackcurrant, he's had it. So we've replaced it with one called Ebony that I then go on to plant. But can you believe it? I hadn't switched the camera on for that bit either. So yes, you'll just have to take my word for it. Okay, we should have called this one really, What Can Go Wrong? Because you never know, and I've been gardening for years now. I've only been at this allotment for a year, but I've had an allotment before that, and yeah, I've been gardening for many years, and I've never really had anything affected by frost before, unless, you know, I don't know if you do this, but there's always 1 or 2 pelargoniums that I forget to take in over winter, and you find them dead in a pot in the spring. But yeah, certainly not crops, certainly not potatoes, you know. So I was quite surprised to see that, because we've been lulled into this false sense of security of, you know, nice weather. I mean, look at it today, it's beautiful. But tonight it says it's going to go down to 6 degrees, 4 or less. I would worry. 6 degrees, it's still quite a shock for those poor old plants if they've been being coddled indoors to suddenly be out at that sort of temperature, you know. And I'm not very good at hardening off during the day and putting them back in at night. I'm not. I'll be honest about that. I'm sure most of you are, and that is what you're supposed to do, but I just put them out. I mean, the thing is, our greenhouse is a cold greenhouse anyway, so yeah. So yeah, just remember, Mother Nature's in charge, okay? You can work alongside her, but if she wants to throw you a frost, there's nothing you can darn well do about it. Anyway, apart from that, it has just been gorgeous today. We are due nice weather this week. But yeah, and it's just, I just love it here. I mean, I don't know if you can pick up the bird song, but I'm sitting here now. Someone's got some sort of power tool on over there. I can hear some children playing over there, and that's fine. But I've got a great big apple tree here, and you just keep seeing birds going in and out all the time, and the bird song is just just beautiful. I mean, this is where I'm going to have my hammock eventually. I've got my hammock in the shed, but I'm going to have my hammock along here. So, crikey, I'll probably get nothing done then at all. But I don't put it up yet. I'll just be asleep all day. But yeah, I was talking to someone the other day and I was showing them that I was going to put the honeysuckle around the arch, and they started laughing. Because to them, an allotment is for growing your fruit and veg, and your garden at home is where you have your flowers. And now, for me, that just goes against the grain. I think probably because I've never had a garden big enough to do the fruit and veg as well. So I think of this as my garden. I think of this as, yeah, obviously I've got a garden at home and I do all sorts in that, and I love it. But this is a place where I want to come and not just put things in and grow them and pick them, but to be able to relax and enjoy it. And part of that for me is all the flowers and the weeds and the mess. Don't look behind me. I should have a green screen like Richard and Paul behind me with nice butterflies floating by. But yeah, that's all part of the atmosphere. And when you think, people used to grow, you know, your kitchen garden was usually a little potager where flowers and vegetables were hand in hand, you know, and there was that symbiotic relationship where one helped the other, you know. So yeah, I will put flowers at my allotment, you know, and I think most people these days do, you know. Apart from anything else, you want to attract the pollinators. That is one of the main things. With our bee shortage that we've got now, and it looks like it's going to get worse over the next few years, we want to sort of encourage and help them as much as we can. But yeah, it's just lovely. Oh, just a quick thing though, before I go, I've been nominated by Liz over at By the Farm to make a scarecrow, and I've agreed to do it. And I must admit, since I've agreed to do it, I'm quite excited about it. But the only drawback for me is I'm actually quite frightened of scarecrows. I'm frightened of anything that like resembles a human being but isn't a human being, you know. I mean, the Statue of Liberty, I couldn't go anywhere near that. It's too big, you know. And I think there was one of the Planet of the Apes films in the 70s. I think that it had some sort of fame. It was the Statue of Liberty, this is where it's come from. Sticking out of the sand, just the head. Oh, that terrified me. Anyway, not that my scarecrow would look anything like the Statue of Liberty, but it's that whole thing of a human that's not a human standing in your garden. I mean, I scream, you know, if I walk round a corner and someone's walking the other way. I'm frightened I don't know how many children. But so any ideas that you've got for like a scarecrow that won't scare me would be very good. I've had one or two already. A very wry one from Paul Salvadon, who has done an invisible man scarecrow, or suggested an invisible man, which I thought was quite good. It was just a pole and a pole, because he was naked. But yeah, so that was good. But yeah, I'm going to shut up now. It's been a bit of a one, hasn't it? It's been a bit of a one. I had all sorts planned, and hopefully next week I'll be able to do them. But yeah, I've shown you around a bit. Hopefully there'll be a bit of reassurance there with looking at the blackcurrant and stuff, that, you know, we don't always get it all right. You know, I am probably solely responsible for that blackcurrant dying, because I didn't look after it when I first got it, you know, so that's me. But yeah, things do go wrong, and that's what keeps us on our toes. That's what keeps us on our toes. Anyway, I hope you like the new titles. Do let me know, but be nice. Honestly, I've worried myself sick all week about the font at the end, you know. So yeah, try and be encouraging, but you know, I am open to suggestions. Yeah. Let me know what you think. I hope you like them. I'm going to go. Do come along to the Facebook group if you're on Facebook. Do have a look at the Instagram page. It would be lovely to see you. And if not, I shall see you hopefully next week, when hopefully my plants will have recovered. I hope they haven't all died, and my peas been eaten by slugs, and everything will have gone wrong. If I'm never on again, it's all got more pear-shaped than ever. But have a good week wherever you are, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.